Hi everybody, it's Kayla, and welcome back to Speed Build Sunday. So today, my friends, we were attempting to build a lighthouse in The Sims 4, and can I just say, this is potentially one of my most favorite builds that I have ever done in The Sims. I am so proud of this one. I had so much fun building it. It's so cool looking. I've tried to do lighthouses in the past. I think I probably have one on my gallery from a long time ago, but they never work out the way I want them to. They're never good. I'm just not good at building this sort of thing, and I doubted myself a lot, but I think I pulled it off really well. I am really, really proud of this house. Like the landscaping, the interior, the shape of it, like the lighthouse bit itself, it just turned out really cool, and I'm super, super proud of myself. I also think that putting it here in Windenburg, this is a really good spot for it. It's on that island in Windenburg, because there's already a lighthouse in Brindleton Bay. I consider putting it there too, but like, again, there's already a lighthouse there, but there isn't a lighthouse in Windenburg, and this island is a really good spot for one, right? Like a lighthouse out here. Granted, there's like a bunch of trees around everywhere, and like maybe it's not the most realistic spot, like it would be taller and stuff, but it looks really cool, and I think it turned out really well, and I'm proud of myself, so let me have this. But again, I built this like a month ago on Twitch. I stream every single day, by the way. I'm gonna plug it one time. Seriously, follow me on Twitch. I really love to stream. It's like my favorite thing that I do. Like, I can't talk, I'm sorry. It's like my favorite thing that I do. It's just so fun to like hang out with you guys and chat real time and spend time together and stuff. We're like friends over there. And again, I build almost all my speed builds on Twitch. So if you want to come watch that, like I said, I'm live almost every day. Not today, because it's Easter and a Sunday. But I stream almost every single day. As in like every day except for most Sundays. I try to go home on Sundays and like see my mom and stuff sometimes, but I do stream a lot. Every day at 4 p.m. Eastern time, an hour after my videos go live, if you didn't know what that time zone meant. But like I said, we hang out all the time. I think you'll like my streams, okay? I'm so funny. I'm so entertaining. Follow me on Twitch. My plug's almost over, I swear. But we built this on stream, and it's fun to build things like this, like things that I'm a little bit more... things that are a little bit more out of my comfort zone, I guess, on Twitch, because I felt very not confident building this and going into it, and like obviously my stream helped a lot with that because they're offering me advice and we were kind of talking about it and making decisions together, and that's really fun and helps a lot when it comes to doing this sort of thing, because this is a weird one and definitely not a blue Suburban, and we all know that I can only build those, so I'm sorry, that meme is dead. I haven't made a blue Suburban house in so long. And honestly, it's kind of rude that you would assume that I'm making only blue Suburbans now, okay? So, whatever. I'm just kidding. I don't know where I'm going with this. Oh my god. But either way, blue Suburbans are dead. White lighthouses are all the rage right now, okay? There are a few weird things about this house that I'm gonna have to warn you, though. For example, that bit on the right, so there's like a bump out on the right side of the house, right? And, get it right? And there's a bedroom up there and also like a hallway. And I wanted that sort of area to be accessible by both the bedroom and the hallway. And because of the size of it, I wanted to put a door there in the middle of it. But like, in order to put a door there, it would have to go like, because it's 2 tiles wide. It's even number of tiles. So it would have to be a 2 tile wide door, but then that wouldn't fit with the bedroom. And so I didn't know what to do. So I put 2 different doors there next to each other, but like flipped, so that it looks like it's 1 glass door, but it's actually 2 that face each other. You'll see when I place it down, it looks kind of good, but then when you look more closely, you realize that the handles are different, because one of them is supposed to be like the interior side, and so the 2 handles are different, and I'm really sorry about that. Hopefully you'll have forgotten by the time I get to that part of the build, but again, the handles are different. Same door, just flipped. And so the handles on one side, it's like taller and wider, taller and longer, I should say. It looks kind of weird, but it's fine. Everything's fine, okay? Don't even worry about it. But I pictured this house like an old grandpa that works in the lighthouse. He lives here, and then his daughter died, and he kind of was like not very involved in her life, but the daughter had a daughter. So he's got this granddaughter. He never knew her until she was a little bit older. And as a teen, the daughter's mother died. So like the granddaughter's mother died. The daughter of the old man died when the granddaughter was a teen, and so she had no family left, so she came to go visit the grandfather and live with him, and so she kind of hated him at first, because like this random old man she had to live with, but now they're like really close friends, and the granddaughter is like the best thing to ever happen to the grandpa, because he was this grumpy old awful man, and now he has this like light in his life again, and it's really, get it, light in his life, because like lighthouse. I don't know. The granddaughter is so good for the grandfather. They're very close. They've got a good relationship, and that's all you need to know about that. So you're welcome, everybody. I'm so clever, and I make great stories. Want to hear some more clever tips from Lil Simsie? What do I have for you? Hang on. Clever stories, clever tips, hey guys, wrapping paper isn't recyclable. Wait, hang on. Not related at all. It just came to me. I saw, because earlier I was on Amazon and I found this Twitch wrapping paper. It like got recommended to me and I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then I remembered, as I obviously have known for a long time, that like the shiny laminated wrapping paper and the kinds that are like patterned with like texture on them or glitter and stuff, any kind of paper like that is not recyclable. So at Christmas time, when you have your shiny penguin paper, you can't recycle it. So much waste. If you use like the brown paper that isn't laminated, that you can recycle. So I'm just saying, you guys, if you want to save the planet, don't buy presents. Is all. That's what you need to do. No, but I think that's really scary thinking about that, because like picture like around Christmas time, how much wrapping paper gets used and then just thrown away and you can't recycle it. That's so much waste. So I've warned you here, do some research yourselves about the kinds of paper that you can recycle. But oh, here are the doors. Oh no. Oh god. This is when I did it and my stream was like, no, you better not, you better not, you better not. And then I was like, I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is just the way it's gonna have to be. I'm sorry. For the record, by the way, I cut out a lot of things in this build. I cut out a tiny bit of landscaping and also all the bathrooms. Because, listen, it was going to be like a 35-minute long speed build, and I was not here for that. And so I cut out some bits that I deemed unnecessary because I wanted to save a little bit of time. Because no one needs to sit here and listen to me ramble for 35 minutes, okay? Like, 23 is bad enough. Also, in editing this, I went in, right? Whenever I record a speed build, this video was in 5 parts. Because I kept, like, stopping and cutting and coming back the next day and stuff like that. And so I have 5 recordings of this build, right? And I just named them all like Lighthouse 1 through 5. And then I came in, and when I was pre-recording last week before I left for TwitchCon, I had recorded a starter home, and I lost the file somehow, and I couldn't find it, and I like had to record a new apartment to replace it in my schedule. And I went here to edit it, this video down, put the files in Premiere, and I checked, and one of them, like, I had named Lighthouse 3 was the starter home. Like, I just had named the file wrong by accident somehow. Like, I filmed it the same day and just, like, put them all together in the Lighthouse build and, like, completely forgot and somehow messed that up and lost the starter home build. But, it exists, and it's here, and I found it. So, that's kind of cool. But I was kind of mad at myself for that. Because, I mean, it's an easy mistake to make, obviously, because I saw files named, like, just dates. Like, March 31st, where they all were from the same day, and I just kind of like ran in and was like, okay, Lighthouse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in the middle somehow was the starter home. But it's fine. We have her back. I can post her again. You'll probably see that sometime next week. Who knows? I forgot I built that even, to be honest, but I was so sad because when I'm pre-recording, like, I don't have much time to, like, the building part of pre-recording is the hardest part. That and editing Let's Plays. But, like, speed builds take me, like, 3 hours to do sometimes. Granted, a starter home isn't quite 3 hours, but it took me, like, an hour to record, and then to just lose that whole hour is kind of a lot, especially when you're, like, trying to make 7 or 8 videos, like, to lose a whole hour of work is kind of bad to, like, have to remake it. But that just goes for anything, losing an hour of work is kind of scary, because it was kind of a cute house too, so it was like a lose-lose in many ways. But I was proud of that one, and I've got it back, so I'll post that at some point soon. But that's anyway. lilsimsie, somehow, I was gonna call myself an idiot, but, like, that's not, like, actually an idiot move, because it wasn't actually that big of a deal. Like, it was just a starter home, and also, like, an easy mistake to make. I didn't, like, delete the file. I just renamed it something wrong and then didn't notice because I wasn't gonna post this video until now. So I just put it off in a folder somewhere, named it incorrectly. It's fine. I could have done so much worse than that. Oopsies. Anyway, so I have one more funny story for you guys, because on my flight home, I went to Berlin for TwitchCon, right? And then I flew into London first, stayed there for a day, went to Berlin for TwitchCon, then came back to London for a day, because I had friends to stay with and stuff, so I was going to see them and things like that. And on my flight home from London, I went to check into my flight, and I realized I was flying Norwegian, okay? So you might have some experience with the airline, who knows? But I went to check in for my flight, and I realized that I could upgrade to premium for only $200. And usually, like, premium sort of tickets for airlines flying internationally like this cost, like, $7,000. And so I was like, kind of expensive still. But $200 is not $7,000, okay? And I was like, this could be my only chance to ever have this experience. Why not? What if I flew premium on the way home? just this one time. And so I booked it. I upgraded. I flew premium on the way home. And can I just say, wasn't worth it. But that's fine. I got a good story out of it because, listen, first of all, they tried to force feed me chicken. I can't talk again. Norwegian has this thing where, like, they only serve chicken and beef and stuff. Like, most times on airlines, they'll have, like, a chicken, a pork, and, like, a vegetarian option. But Norwegian, you have to request anything that doesn't have meat in it. And I don't usually eat plain food, so I don't bother requesting with them. But whenever they come by, because they serve you, like, a dinner meal and also, like, a snack, like, tea time meal. And so they'll come back, and they always have, like, a turkey sandwich and, like, a chicken thing, right? And so the first meal, they come by, and they're like, chicken or pork? And I was like, no, thank you, that's okay, I don't want any, that's fine, please, no. I was more polite than that. But the man just put it on my table, again. I did it last time, too. And so here was this chicken in front of me, and I was like, I'm vegetarian, I don't eat chicken. But there was just chicken in front of me, and I had to just throw it away. That was not fun. And then when they served, like, their sandwiches later on in the evening, they just came by and, like, put a turkey sandwich on my table, and I was like, I'm not gonna eat this turkey sandwich. Why are you trying to force feed me turkey? Anyway, I'm sorry, I'll calm down. It's not a big deal. Doesn't matter at all. It's just kind of wasteful, but either way. The real fun part of this story is involving the man who sat next to me, okay? Because picture this, right? I get on the plane, I go to my seat, I have a window seat. There's just one guy next to me, okay? There's just 2 seats in a row. And so I get up there, I'm walking, I get in. The man had, like, just sat down, which is always awkward on planes when, like, they had just sat down because you're right behind them. They just sit down and you're like, oh, I'm sitting right there. Oh, and you just sat down too. But then I was like, I'm right there. And the man looked at me and he was like, okay, and just kind of, like, gestured for me to scoot past him. And I was like, because usually you would, like, stand up to, like, let the person get into the seat, but he didn't. He just was like, okay, and, like, gestured, and I was like, cool, I'll scoot and slide past you all awkwardly in this plane seat, whatever, that's fine. So I slid into my seat, sat down, and I realized immediately that this man, I am not kidding, is one of the largest men I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson kind of large. Like, this guy is so tall and so strong. I have never seen anyone so big in my life, okay? Like, he looked like obviously like a bodybuilder kind of type. Turns out he's an MMA something. I don't remember what the difference between those, what do those letters mean? He's like a fighter guy, okay? But I'll get to that part. We're not there yet. But he was the biggest man I have ever seen in my entire life. And so I'm sitting next to him the whole time on the plane. And I'm looking, like, when we were, like, first sitting there, like, before the plane took off, because we got delayed a little bit, we're sitting there, and he was on his phone a lot, obviously. And I kind of glanced over. He was on Instagram all the time. And he kept, like, refreshing his notifications, which is kind of a weird thing to do, unless you, like, just posted. But, like, the way he was doing it, like, you only do that when you have a lot of notifications, right? Like, you have to have a lot of notifs there to keep refreshing it to look. Like, you don't just refresh for nobody, you know? And so I was like, he keeps refreshing Instagram. That's kind of interesting. And he had head tattoos. I failed to mention that part. Oh, wait, hang on. He was bald, and he had tattoos all over his entire body, including his head. And he also was wearing a white button-up shirt, a very expensive watch, and, like, expensive-looking bracelets. And so I was like, this guy, he's somebody. But I didn't know who he was. And so we're sitting there, and I'm kind of, like, looking, and I was like, Instagram, really expensive watch, like, interesting, but, like, obviously didn't say anything to him. Then on the plane, it's a 9-hour flight, okay? And every, like, couple hours, this man, this happened at least 5 or 6 times. I'm not kidding. Every couple hours, he'd get up, and he'd go, like, stand and look in the overhead compartment, get in his carry-on, and pull out a bag of chicken. Okay, I'm talking like a plastic Ziploc bag of just plain cooked chicken. All right, he had like 5 or 6 of them, and he'd pull it out, sit down, get a fork, and just eat the chicken out of the bag. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, because one, it was plain chicken, and he just kept pulling out more chicken. The guy had so much chicken. Who has that much chicken? One of the times, I think it was the second time, he had fish. And I was like, whoa, that's weird. But the rest of the time, there was chicken. So we had, like, chicken, then fish, then chicken. But he just kept eating chicken. It was, like, never-ending chicken. So kind of weird, but whatever. Live your dream, buddy. He also watched a lot of movies, but that doesn't matter. Who doesn't watch movies on the plane? It was one of those seats where, like, the screen is in the chair armrest. You have to, like, lift it up and pull it out. And his arm was so large because, both the screens were in the middle armrest. And so, like, there was 2 armrests there, but, like, his arm was covering them both because he's a giant arm, because he's enormous, and I didn't want to, like, move his arm because he was asleep most of the time. I didn't want to, like, disturb him and, like, move his arm and get the screen up. Also, I was doing homework, so, like, it didn't bother me. I don't really watch things on the plane anyway, but, like, if I had wanted to, I couldn't have, because this giant man was forcibly keeping me from opening my screen. But anyway, the plane lands, right? And he gets on his phone, because the plane's landed, we have service again. And I see him. I, like, look over briefly. I'm not, like, spying on this guy, but I just kind of glance over, and he had his phone open on Instagram, and then he was, like, checking notifications again. And then he tapped the little button to go to his own page, and I saw he had 1.7 million followers. And I was like, ooh, okay, hello there, right? Because I kind of got the vibe that he had to be, like, some kind of, he was somebody. Like, you don't just have face tattoos and are that large without being somebody, okay? Like, regular people are not this guy. And so, as we're leaving, he stands up first, and then I stand up, and so we're standing kind of next to each other, waiting to get off the plane, and I knew he was tall. I could tell he was tall by, like, sitting next to him and, like, seeing him stand up, but, like, as I was standing next to him, I realized that this man was genuinely one of the tallest people I had ever seen in my entire life. And I now know that he is actually the tallest person I've ever seen in my entire life, because I came up to, like, less than his shoulders. Like, his shoulders were significantly taller than me, okay? So that's how you know this man was tall. And then I get home, kind of forget about tattoo man, okay? And I tell my friend about it, and we go and we look him up, because we didn't know who he was, but I was like, okay, I gotta know. Ton of followers, like, I gotta know who this guy is. So we look up man with head tattoos, Instagram, 1.7 million. Because that's all I knew about him. And I looked that up, and I kid you not, it came up. His name is Martin Ford. His username is Martin Ford Official on Instagram. That's Martin, M-A-R-T-Y-N, Martin Ford Official. And we look him up, and I get there, and I click on his Instagram story. And this is on Thursday. Wednesday. It was on Wednesday. But his first story, I click on it, and it was a picture out the plane window, okay? So it was like a picture of the plane window, but keep in mind, I had the window seat. So when you looked down in the photo, you could see my leg. My leg was right next to him. I was on his Instagram story. I was on Martin Ford Official's Instagram story. I'm just saying. But if you guys want to look him up, I'll link his Instagram down below, because you should check him out. He's kind of cool. I mean, the man, like, he has videos of him lifting weights and stuff on his Instagram. He's so strong. Like, genuinely so impressive. Also, his daughter's kind of cute. So, like, if you want to follow him, check him out. Super nice guy. I didn't talk to him at all. He said, like, one word to the flight attendant, probably. And he also just, gestured for me to move past him instead of standing up to let me into the seat. But that's a weird thing to do, right? Like, so when I have the aisle seat or the middle seat and someone gets on the plane that's sitting, like, on the inside of the seats, like, you stand up and let them in. Like, even in, like, movie theaters, if people are trying to walk past you, you stand up and let them, like, slide past you, because they can't, like, scoot past your knees when you're sitting down. But we're talking about a plane seat. Like, these aren't, like, movie theater aisles, and it's a plane aisle. It's so small, and he just sat there and was, like, gesturing it, so I had to, like, step over his legs, and he has giant legs. The man's enormous. I looked it up. He's 6'8". He's 6 feet and 8 inches tall. He's so tall. That's insane. I'm 5'5", so he's over a foot taller than me. A foot and 3 inches taller than me. He's enormous. The tallest person that I know in person, I've met a person who's 6'7" before this. And so he is officially the new tallest person I know. My new best friend, Martin Ford, is officially the tallest person I know. Big news, guys. But yeah, I met Martin Ford when I was on the plane. I didn't meet him. I didn't talk to him. I just sat next to him. But it's fine. It's kind of exciting. I thought it was kind of cool. So, and the chicken thing is really weird. That I can't get over that. I'm sorry. Like, I get that he's, like, protein, bodybuilding, like, live your dream, eat your chicken. But, like, the fact that he had so many bags of chicken, why did he have so many bags of chicken? Like, imagine when he was packing his suitcase. He was like, okay, so we got chicken 1, chicken 2, chicken 3, chicken 4, chicken 5, and fish. Cool. We got all of it. I just think it's very interesting. So, I don't know. Healthy eating, I guess. I wouldn't know. I don't eat meat at all. But live your dream, buddy. What a guy. and I was on his Instagram story. Like, the fact that I went, and the first thing I saw when I clicked on his Instagram, like, I went to his Instagram, and the first thing I saw was my own knee. I'm considering putting that screenshot at the end of the video, because, like, you'll see my knee in it. But anyway, guys, perks of flying premium on Norwegian Airlines. You'll get to meet Martin Ford. He's on every single Norwegian flight, always. Yeah. He's always there. I don't know what he's doing in Orlando, but he's been posting things in, like, this really fancy car on his Instagram story, and I'm kind of like, wow, flex much? But whatever, live your dream. He seems like he was in movies and stuff, too. That's kind of interesting. He seems like a pretty cool guy. He's got his life together, and he has a very expensive watch. So, like, we know he's doing well for himself, okay? I think it was expensive. It looked expensive, but I don't know much about watches, to be honest. But, like, from the jewelry he was wearing, I can tell that it was expensive, you know? He also had that white button-up shirt on, and on his Instagram, he's got a few pics in that white button-up shirt, and I'm beginning to think that he only owns one shirt. Like, his shoulders are so large, his arms are so big, he can't fit into other shirts, so he only has the one white button-up shirt. I might believe that. Well, you guys need to look him up. I'm not kidding. Look him up, right? You better have looked him up, because you need to understand. Martin Ford Official. MartynFord Official. Look, please. It's kind of wild. He's cool. Follow him. I think he said some bad words sometimes on his Instagram, but, like, you didn't hear that from me. That's fine. It's just, it's fine. He's Martin Ford. He can do whatever he wants, okay? Is that how it works? You just have to beat Martin Ford. I mean, when you're that big, this guy could, like, pick me up with 2 fingers. Like, he could, like, just pinch and, like, pick me up. You know how you, like, that? I am not that strong. I am a weak, small human. And he is not a weak or a small human. Like, there's a video of him, like, lifting weights with his legs. And there's so many weights. He's so strong. Just look at stalk his Instagram. Please. I've never seen a person like this. He looks even bigger, and I don't know. I'll stop, I swear. He has cool tattoos, too, so, like, it's a win everywhere. I don't know. Martin Ford, love you, buddy. My new best friend. But the house is almost done now. This is Martin Ford's house, yeah. Where do you think Martin Ford lives? I think he's British. I know that much, but I don't know about, like, what kind of house do you think he has? What's his style? You know, do you think he likes a good farmhouse kind of type? In the countryside? I can't picture, like, Martin Ford living in, like, a country little farmhouse. I wonder what he lives in. That's kind of creepy to ask. I'm sorry. It's curiosity, okay? He's my best friend. I can ask these questions. I've met him. It's fine. I spent a whole video giving him a shout out for his Instagram. He's already got 1.7 million followers. He does not need my help, but that's fine too. Oh my god. What am I doing? Why am I like this? Anyway, I'm going to Naples soon to visit my grandma for Easter, and so I am almost done pre-recording now, finally. I had just this video left, so we're getting there, folks. It took me, I don't know, all day today to make like 3 videos. Oh boy. Crazy pre-recording here, and I have finals next week, so I'm a little bit stressed about that, but I'm just trying to, like, calm down. I mostly have papers due instead of, like, exams. I have 2 exams and 3 big papers due, and I've already done 2 of the big papers, like, mostly. I have to finish them a little bit, but, like, they've all been started to be worked on, and they're mostly completely done. So, like, I'm not that concerned about it. It's just, like, the idea of, like, finishing them and turning them in, which I'll be fine time-wise. Like, I'm so on track. I'm all good, but, like, it's just, like, the idea of it, you know? Kind of spooky, but either way, I'm gonna go. So make sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those fun YouTube things. And in case you guys didn't know, I post new videos every single day, and so I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Please follow my best friend Martin Ford Official on Instagram, and also me, lilsimsie, on Instagram. That's at lilsimsie, LILSIMSIE, lilsimsie. Lilsimsie on Instagram. Thank you. Good night.